Another day, another rumour. Welcome to the channel. Scott McTominay. Now, the news broke last night that Fulham had bid £17 million for the Manchester United midfielder, but it was rejected. And that was quite a while ago. That wasn't like an immediate bid and it had been turned down last night. It happened a while ago, but just got reported last night. Sky Sports have now come back. Lyle Thomas has said that Fulham are weighing up a second bid for McTominay, a player we've spoke about on the channel before. Of course, a player we know quite well. We've literally just seen him play in the Euros, and he got the only goal that Scotland scored from open play. And let's have a look at his stats. I'm now using FOTMob. FOTMob really is miles better than Flash Scores when it comes to stats and information. So I'll be using that going forward for sure. Now, let's look at his stats from last season. He played for Manchester United 43 games. He scored 10 goals and assisted 3 times. He scored in not only the Premier League, but he scored in the FA Cup and scored a goal in the Champions League as well. So this is a player who's got plenty of experience at the top level of the game. I do think £17 million is a low bid, of course. I think United will expect a lot more for that calibre of player, but at least we're showing the interest. Fulham is showing the interest in this type of player. Overall for Manchester United, he has played 252 times for United and has scored 29 goals. I mean, he is a midfielder. However, he does like to get forward. I've said that many a time before. But if you look at the FA Cup final against Manchester City, the last club game he played for Manchester United, United played at what FOTMob have put here as a 4-2-3-1, almost with Bruno Fernandes as a false 9 and Rashford on the left-hand side with Garnacho on the right. And McTominay plays in that 10 position. He also picked up a booking in this game as well, with Mainu and Amrabat sitting behind. So I do see in this Fulham system, as we talk about if McTominay was to sign, that predominantly you've got the creative, let's just say Pereira is obviously still here. You've got the creativeness of Pereira in the 10. But I think that McTominay could be a very, very good 8 where he gets up and down the pitch. There is that tendency for McTominay to arrive late into the box. And obviously when Fulham attack down either flank, he'll probably bomb on, leaving just the holding midfielder with the back 4 to protect a counter-attack. And obviously, if they were to counter, he would obviously track back in helping defend a situation like that. But McTominay would just add that aerial threat in the box when Fulham attack from set pieces, and he has a knack for scoring goals. The goals that McTominay has scored for United, I think of the one I think they scored really, really late on against Brentford to win the game, and it was a header. He went up and won the header from a free kick, so he likes to get himself into dangerous position. If we look at the position he played for Scotland, he played in much more of a midfield position, with McGinn actually being more of an advanced midfielder, with Christie just behind Shea Adams. But this is interesting. Scott McTominay would be, I think, a very good signing. And actually, even here on FOTMob, when Man United played Brighton on the last day of the season, I've seen that quite a lot of this. United played a 4-2-2-2 formation with McTominay almost playing up front with Fernandes. So Ten Hag obviously wanted to play him in an advanced position as opposed to much deeper in the midfield. And let's just have a look at his profile as a player. He's only 27 years old. He's still probably in his prime years. He'll turn 28 in December. He's a right footer, and the market value that FOTMob have him down is 26 million, which I think again is in this current climate of transfers, 26 million pounds for McTominay. Obviously, the bid was 17. Would actually be a very, very good deal for Fulham. And his position is primary defensive midfielder, but others say attacking midfielder and central midfielder. He's won the League Cup, twice with Manchester United and the Europa League as well. So he's got a couple of trophies under his belt. But there is other news that Fulham announced earlier today. Harvey Arajo has signed a new deal with the club, keeping him on for 3 more years. He's an academy prospect, of course. The club have put out an article. The club is delighted to announce that Harvey Araújo has signed a new deal with the club until the summer of 2027. He's 19 and has been at Fulham since the age of 11 and is coming off the back of a stellar campaign with the under-21s. Harvey made 18 appearances for Hayden Mullins' side during last season's PL2, while he also starred in the Premier League Cup final as well. Callum Osmond is now training with the first team after maybe it's because we're light on numbers, Fulham are light on numbers, but also probably on merit given the hat-trick he got the back end of last season in that final, and of course the season he had as well. Also, Josh King is training with the first team as well, and a couple of other youngsters as well. Very exciting stuff, and that's really it for today. Just before we go, I have now finally launched what I haven't actually mentioned in any video yet, and that is the Patreon. So I will be plugging it because it's a service I have started to work on, and I'm frequently publishing on there as well. If you do want to join, it's £5 per month or $5.50 a month, depending on the exchange rate. Sometimes does change, but I think it's good value for money. There's a lot of Fulham content daily to come and have already been posted there. And of course, we're building up to the season. And once the season starts, that's when we start to see, obviously, the games, some content from the games, press conferences. And of course, as I've mentioned as well, pre-season is coming up as well. And hopefully we get some really good stuff from there out in Portugal and out in Germany. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support on the channels. It's been amazing. And if you do want to subscribe and see more Patreon content, then please subscribe, and that will be in your feed if you download the Patreon app as well. Thank you so much. There is so much more to come. The cat is out the bag. We can finally start talking and plugging the Patreon, and of course the YouTube, which of course is growing steadily as well. So I appreciate the support. But as we ramp up to the start of the season, the content's going to keep on flowing out from myself on this channel, on the Patreon as well. And I'd love for you to be a part of it. And if you know a Fulham fan who maybe doesn't live in the UK, maybe does, and would like to be a part of it and would probably like the content, then please don't hesitate to tell them about it and share the link with them as well. All my links are going to be on social media, so if you can't find it, then please find it there, especially on my Twitter, where my handle is just on screen. And of course, it will be in the description of this video. That's it. Scott McTominay. It's an interesting one. And let's see if there's anything in it. And Fulham might go back in again. Of course, there's still talk about Emile Smith-Rowe and Fulham again. Favourites to sign him. Andre, of course, that will still be being worked on. There are a few things that are getting closer. What Fulham need to do next is target a centre-back. We haven't seen any rumours of centre-backs since Mengi and Chalobah. Let's see what happens. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. And finally, go well.